In this video, we're going to go over 10 common shop mistakes that I've seen around Zazzle. Number one is not completing your shop setup. So I have talked about this in many of my videos now, and completing your shop setup is absolutely crucial to getting found on Zazzle, because there is a little quota that you need to meet. And I'll link the video where I go over it in full up here. But basically, you need to get your Z rank up to 4 in order for your products to get found in the marketplace. Otherwise, your products are getting suppressed in the marketplace. So in order to get up to a Z rank of 4 as quickly as possible, the easiest thing to do is to complete your shop setup. And that means doing your profile picture, your banner, your about section, your media uploads, your collections, sharing your products, sharing your collections. I would like to share a story with that. I've shared it in other videos, but I'm going to share it again here. So last year, I think it was actually last January of 2023, I built a new shop, and it was just a single product shop, and I was testing it out. And so I created about 100, I think it's like 110 products or something like that in the shop, and let it do its thing. I was like, okay, I'm just going to create the products and see what happens. And I would check back every few weeks or once a month or so. And I was not getting any views, all year long. I wasn't getting any views. So in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, well, I guess the product type is too saturated. It wasn't meant to be. And then I was looking at it in, I think it was December, maybe November. It's the day before I posted the video about shop completion. And I realized that I hadn't actually done any of the shop completion criteria. And so my Z rank was stuck at 3. So my products were getting suppressed in the marketplace. I obviously immediately took action and finished the shop setup and did all the things that needed to be done. And it's been about, 1 to 2 months, and I'm starting to see the views come into that shop now. I haven't gotten any sales yet, but the views are slowly starting to roll in. So I figure a sale is not too far in the future. So very, very important. You need to finish your shop setup. I know it's easy to kind of push it off, but just get it done. Number 2 is not using all 10 of your tag slots. So you can use up to 10 tags for every product listing on Zazzle, and it's really in your best interest to use all 10. It can be a little tricky sometimes to think of what to put in there, but if you go look at that product type on Zazzle, so say you're making magnets, if you type in magnets into the search bar on Zazzle, it will show you a bunch of popular tags. Use the ones that fit your design. Don't use ones that are irrelevant. And that actually leads me into my next one. Number 3 is using irrelevant tags. So let's just say, for example, you're doing the magnets and you have a magnet, the clean, dirty magnet, where you flip it on the dishwasher to know if the dishwasher is clean or dirty. Anyways, let's just say you're making that magnet and you see that florals is a popular tag for magnets, but you don't have any flowers on your magnet and you use the word floral. Don't do that, because then your magnet is eventually going to get shown when someone types in floral magnets, and they're not going to click on your design, obviously, because you do not have flowers in it, even though that's what they wanted. So that signals to Google when somebody scrolls by your design without clicking on it, it signals to Google that the design isn't very good, that your product isn't going to convert, people aren't clicking on it. So if it happens once or twice, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But if it continues to happen, and it will, then Zazzle is going to rank your product lower and lower and lower, and it's going to show up less and less and less. So definitely use relevant keywords. So that is definitely a big one. Using irrelevant keywords just because you think that they're popular tags, that's going to hurt you in the long run. And if you need more information on tags and titles and metadata, I have a video and I will link it up here. The next one is not filling out your product descriptions properly. Zazzle has come right out and said that your product descriptions are the best way that your products are going to get found in search engines like Google, which, by the way, there's way more discoverability in Google than there is in Zazzle. There's so many more people using search engines like Google than Zazzle. So you definitely want to optimize your product descriptions to get found in a search engine like Google. By not optimizing your product descriptions, you're really just missing out on that massive chunk of potential traffic to your products. And if you don't know how to do a good product description, I actually have a tool for you, and it is my POD product description prompt generator. And essentially is you're going to put some of your metadata like titles and keywords and your niche and things like that into the tool. And then the tool is going to give you 10 different prompts that you can use. And each prompt is going to give you a little bit of different output. And then you put the prompt into ChatGPT or whatever AI large language model you like to use. And that is going to give you pretty much a ready to go product description. Obviously, you do need to like look it over and make sure it is what you want. But basically what's going to happen is the ChatGPT is going to give you a pretty much ready to go product description. You're going to put that into your product listing. And now Google has a bunch of words, phrases to latch onto and to rank in their algorithm. When you just put one line, that's all you're giving to Google. But if you give them multiple lines of text to read and to anchor to, they have more like context. So your products are way more likely to rank in Google with good filled out product descriptions. The next problem that I see is number 5, and that's having a disorganized shop. And this comes down to a few different things. There's your shop layout, which I went over in this video, and I will link that there. And that's basically, what do customers see when they come to your shop? Do they see your categories? Do they see your collections? Do they see one collection, one featured collection? Or is it just all your most recent products? And it's up to you to decide what you want them to see. And there's kind of different strategies depending on what you offer in your shop and what you want to showcase to customers. The next thing about organizing your shop properly is having good categories. So categories that make sense for the products that you offer and your niche. And customers can easily see the categories and go into them. So that means adding category images to your categories. And I actually have a video about categories, so I will link that up above here. So you definitely want to use categories to your advantage. And that's going to help organize your shop and for customers to be able to navigate through your shop easier. Okay, I had to switch out my camera battery. So where were we? We were talking about shop organization. So the last component to having an organized shop is your collections. So you definitely want to work on your collections, and you definitely want to use the collections that Zazzle has been telling us to use. For the last year, Zazzle has been really pushing these new collections. So definitely that's something that we want to be doing and keeping our shop organized with these collections. And if you're unsure of which collections I'm talking about and the products that go into them, I have a Zazzle collections cheat sheet and it's linked in the description below. So I encourage you to go check that out. Number 6 is not marketing your own products. Now, this is a hard one, and I think it's been a hard lesson learned for me as well. But by not marketing your own products, you're really leaving money on the table. And this, I think, is similar to the product descriptions, where if you can bring in customers to Zazzle and convert them into paying customers, especially of your own products, your product's going to get boosted up in the ranking. So if you can get on Pinterest, which is, I think, probably the easiest one because you can schedule out like a month's worth of pins in advance. If you can get on Pinterest and start pinning and just let it do its thing, slowly but surely, those customers will start to come in. And it really only takes one sale to get the momentum building for a product. So for example, if that magnet that we were talking about, you bring in a sale, whether it's through Google or through social media, whatever your marketing efforts, if you can bring in that sale into Zazzle, then your product is going to get a huge boost in the rankings and probably make a second sale way faster. So definitely we want to be doing our own marketing. And I actually have a video for Pinterest. I have a video for Pinterest already, which I'll link up here, but I have a second one that a new, I guess, kind of idea that I've taken action on it. So I've done kind of, You know what? It's an upcoming video for Pinterest. I will explain it in the video when I do it because it's like I'm not prepared to explain it right now, but that'll be coming up. Number 7 is not using templates properly or not using templates at all. So what I mean by this is, yeah, we would definitely want to be taking advantage of the customizable templates on Zazzle. That's what a lot of Zazzle's customers love about Zazzle, is the idea that they can put their name in something or their own family photo or whatever it may be. So that's definitely something we want to be taking advantage of, but you also want to make sure that you're using the templates properly. So a couple of things that come to mind for that, and I'm actually just going to pop over to the computer to show you. So I have a deck of playing cards here, and I'm just going to put in the name Alex as a template, and then make object a template. And then I'm going to make this really small. It's just going to be big enough for the name Alex. Okay. So now it is a template. But if we go, oh, did I hit something wrong? Make this a template, yes. I don't know why that's not, very weird. Okay, let's try a puzzle. So we have this puzzle, and I'm just going to add the name Alex. And I'm going to make the text box as big as the name. And then I'm going to make it a template and go to the product page. Okay, so now the personalize this template thing is showing up. So now when I click on it, remember how big that bounding box was? And I'm going to put the name in Alexandra. And it ends up going on 3 lines because it's stuck in that bounding box size. The width of the bounding box stays no matter how much text you put in. So that's one example of a bad text template. So you would need to have, you want to have this all the way to either side so that the person has as much room as they need to put the words in that they want to put in. So that's one example of a bad template. Another example would be, let's, for example, say, my files. Let's put this little dinosaur here. Okay, so for example, if we press done and we go personalize, and let's just say it's like, I don't know, like an invitation, even though it's a puzzle, it's not really the point, but let's just say you're invited to Alexandra's birthday bash. Okay. So that works fine, but let's just put Alexandra again. And let's say we had it anchoring to the center instead. And now let's put that text in. Now it's going to be like, it's going to go up rather than it was anchored at the top, and then the text all just goes down. So that's another example of a bad template. So there's a few different ways that that can go bad and wonky. So you definitely just want to make sure that when you're publishing your products, that the templates are good. Mistake number 8, and this has come up a bunch of times, and it's around not niching down. I really believe that having a niche down shop is going to serve both you and your customers the best. So what do I mean by that? I mean, not having a shop that just has a mishmash of everything and anything that you can possibly have in the shop. I mean, picking a niche or a target audience or a topic that you completely build your shop around. So for example, this dinosaur that I had up here, maybe building a dinosaur themed shop. I have a whole video talking about different niches that you can try, and I will link that up here if that's something that you're interested in. But that's really just idea generation. And even in that video, I think I said that too, is like, Sure, you can pick one of those niches, but you're better off picking something that you have at least an interest in or a knowledge about, or something that you are interested in learning about, so that you can kind of have a little bit of a better idea of who your target audience is, who your customers are. Number 9 is not being strategic about the products that you're selling. So again, this is kind of like you're just designing on every product that you possibly can without really putting any thought into who's going to buy this product and like, how does this fit into my shop? So some of the ways that I like to pick products to design on is I really think about myself, and I think about what I enjoy designing on, what's going to earn me a decent commission, what's going to fit well in my shop, so for my niche. And then when I've decided on those 3 things, I try any products that like fit into that, though, like they check those boxes for me. And then after a few months, if not like a year or 2, I look at the data and what does the data say? Are those products selling for me? Are they earning me the high commissions like I thought they would? And how are customers responding to those products? And I definitely like to branch out a little bit. Like I will test out other products here and there, but I mainly will stick to my core products. And I think that that's really important because it's really easy to get kind of like sidetracked by all of the products that Zazzle offers on the platform. They have, I think, like over 1,500, which is crazy. And I recently did a video listing all of the products that were launched in 2023. There's over 30 of them. So that's 2 to 3 products a month if you average that out over the course of a year. So it's really easy to get shiny object syndrome in that case where there's like new products constantly being launched on Zazzle, but you really want to focus on the products that are going to work for you and the ones that are actually going to make you money. So definitely we want to be strategic about the products that we're selling in our shop. And number 10, last but certainly not least, is using copyrighted images or other people's intellectual property. I have seen a lot of this on Zazzle, and you're not in it for the long game. And your products are probably going to get taken down before you manage to make any number of sales. Like you're better off just creating a sustainable business, because this is a business, and creating original products and not using, taglines from movies or TV shows and things like that, because those are going to get taken down and you risk your account. Like it's not worth the risk. Yeah, like Zazzle will come after you for that. So it's not worth it to go after copyrighted material. Just create your own stuff. So those are my 10 common shop mistakes. I'd love to hear from you in the comments about which one of these items hit home for you. Which one do you need to work on most? And if you have any more questions about Zazzle or anything like that, also be sure to let me know in the comments. Otherwise, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and be sure to subscribe for more Zazzle tips. Bye.